What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to Tuesday night late night news roundup here on Anfield Agenda, where we're going to talk you through, well, some developing stories, of course. We'll be talking about Benjamin Sesko and Newcastle's options if they lose out on him, which it looks like they very well might do. There's a bit of a mad report from Independent that we're going to discuss as well because, well, give the man some credit. He's got some stuff right this summer. We'll talk about Liverpool's decision to move for a centre-back and who that could be, and lots more over the course of the next 8 to 10 minutes. I'll do my part and fill you in, but I want to know your part, so do let me know in the comment section how you're feeling about this window. We asked on the stream tonight how many more players that you guys think Liverpool need to bring in this summer's transfer window, and the answer with 53% of the vote was that we need 3 more signings. 2 would be a minimum. 3, I think, would be what people would like to see. In fact, now that I'm saying this, I think it was actually the other way around. I apologise. It was 53% said 2, and the next highest answer was 3. And I'm okay with either of those. 2 is a minimum. 1 more forward and a centre back. But I want to know what you think. If, of course, you enjoyed the video, you know the drill. Hit that like button. Don't forget as well to check out the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp. It is, you can see in the bottom corner of the screen. And just for some clarity, here is the current net spendometer that we promised you we would continue to update this summer. With Liverpool having now sold Tyler Morton, you can see that our net spend currently sits at £150 million, which isn't really a huge number, is it? If you look at other people's transfer business. So still wiggle room there for the Reds to spend a bit more before the window slams shut on September the 1st. So let's start with this, what Independent is calling an exclusive. Transfer request and personal terms agreed. Alexander Isak is ready to submit an official transfer request to leave Newcastle United and join Liverpool. Our sources, Independent said, report that Isak has already agreed on personal terms, with the Reds signalling a strong desire to make the move happen. Meanwhile, Newcastle is not sitting idle. They're preparing bids for other targets as they look to secure a new striker, especially with the Sesko transfer on the brink. And on the brink looks like it's to Manchester United based off most of the reporting tonight. It still feels as if it hasn't been formally decided, but it still looks like it's heading in that direction now. Normally, we don't use Indicala, but again, I'm a man who likes to give credit where it's due. And a lot of these accounts have outshone some of the bigger accounts this summer. And Indicala's gotten a few things right. So at the very least, let's just say, keep an eye on the situation. Now let's move on to a report from the Times, as well as some other credible sources that said RB Leipzig are showing an interest in Harvey Elliott. Should they sell Xavi Simons, which of course it looks like they could be doing to Chelsea. Harvey Elliott has spoken to some Leipzig executives as he considers his options, with regular playing time again likely to be limited at Liverpool. Now surely here we could have lent on Leipzig a little bit. You want Harvey Elliott? Well, whisper in the ear of Benjamin Sesko that he should be headed to Newcastle. You know, that's the type of shithousery I'd like to see us doing, but either way, first and foremost in all of this should be Harvey Elliott's desires and what he wants to do. Whatever the next move for Harvey is in his career, obviously I hope there is a buyback option in there for Liverpool, but I've always felt that he would move away this summer. And even seeing him after the game yesterday against Athletic Club Bilbao, that felt like a goodbye moment to me. Looked like he had tears in his eyes. Dave O.C. Kopp has posted tonight to say Liverpool want a quick resolution for Alexander Isak so they can move on to other targets. Liverpool targeting centre-back after Isak. Isak is expected to formally tell Newcastle he wants to leave this week. And that kind of leans into what Indicala said as well. Formally tell them, put in a transfer request. It's all much of a muchness now. It still doesn't really change the fact that Newcastle need to bring in a striker, and Newcastle do have other options. So obviously Gonçalo Ramos is somebody. Nicholas Jackson is somebody Chelsea are looking to move on, and maybe he's somebody that Newcastle could move for. So many moving pieces in all of this, but ultimately it'll come down to Liverpool needing to draw a line in the sand to say, look, we can only wait until this date for Isak's situation to be resolved before we run the risk of leaving ourselves short. And that, my friends, we cannot allow to happen in this summer's window. You can make a very good argument that we've already done that at centre-back, because I can't give you a logical reason why Liverpool haven't replaced Kwanzaa in the squad. They've had plenty of time, but it just feels like maybe they're waiting for Mark Gay, and if that's the case, let's get cracking. Right, Paul Joyce has said Train Leone is now considered a full-time member of Liverpool's first team squad, and I for one am absolutely fine with that. I like Train Leone. he's a very good footballer, and no matter where he plays, be it in midfield, at centre-back, the reading of the game and his vision never seems to surprise me, or never seems to not make me happy. And yes, he needs to fill out a little bit and bulk up. He probably needs 10 or 15 kilos of muscle put on, but that will come. I'm really happy to hear that he's seen as part of the first team squad, because I didn't want a loan from him. I think he could become the natural competition to Ryan Gravenberch in the future. So let me know your thoughts on that one. Now let's talk centre-backs for a minute. One name that started to do the rounds today is a youngster from Stade Rennes, who said Liverpool and Newcastle United have both shown interest in Arsenal target Jeremy Jacquet, said Graham Bailey. Now, I don't know much about this young lad. Did a little bit of research, 20 years of age, right-footed, and that's about as much as I know. Arsenal have been interested, would fit the profile of the younger type of centre-back that Liverpool have been looking at. So let me know if you've watched much of this kid, and is he the real deal? Tyler Morton, the club have confirmed, has completed his permanent transfer to Olympique Lyonnais. They went on to say everybody at Liverpool would like to wish Tyler all the very best for the future, as do we here at Anfield Agenda, of course. Now, Tyler Morton has moved for £15 million, and there is also a 20% sell-on clause there included for him. So in the future, if he leaves Lyon to go anywhere else, anything above the £15 million they paid, Liverpool will receive 20% of. Now let's talk about Marc Guéhi for a second, because our hand may be forced if we're interested in Marc Guéhi, because Newcastle are going to formalise their interest. They've been long admirers of Marc Guéhi and have had bids in the past up to, I think, 65 or 70 million pound turned down. Obviously, in this window, Crystal Palace are playing a bit of a game of poker at the minute. Marc Guéhi, I'm sure, would be comfortable to see out his deal at Crystal Palace, because, you know, he's playing there a long time, and one more year there, I'm sure he wouldn't deem as the worst thing in the world. But if Newcastle do come and make a play and make a bid, it'll be interesting to see how Liverpool react to that. Would we then be forced into going to the negotiating table with Crystal Palace, or are we really looking for a younger centre-back like Leone as an example, or the youngster Jacket that we spoke about a second ago? Charlie Cresswell, another name that's been mentioned. Today there was also reports from Gimme Sport as well, linking Liverpool with an interest in Nathan Collins. That, I think, would be a really difficult deal to do. Brentford are already getting fleeced in this market. They may lose Visa as well. They've lost their manager. Obviously they've lost another forward in Brian Mbeumo to Manchester United. All of this makes it very, very, very difficult to get that deal done. So I wouldn't be expecting it personally. But we do need a centre-back, and we need one soon. So that is where we're at for tonight. Of course, keep an eye on what's going on with Sesko there in Newcastle and United. But either way, Newcastle will move on to another target. I know people are getting a bit panicky about the Isak situation, but it was always going to be one that Liverpool had to wait till Newcastle got a forward in. Yes, there is a time where maybe we can't wait any longer, but I don't think we're quite there yet. That's it for me for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate all of your support as always, folks. We'll be here with a video at 4:30 tomorrow. The Anfield Agenda podcast for members will be out right now if you're watching this video. If you're not a member, it'll be out at 11 a.m. and it will also be available on Spotify as a video podcast as well. It's myself, Mr. Chris Stonage, and Steve Bland discussing, obviously, the games against Athletic Club Bilbao, the transfer business, and of course a little bit around Adidas as well. And as you can see, very happy to be rocking the Liverpool Adidas stuff. So my friends, I will see you tomorrow. Appreciate your support. Much love. Bye-bye.